Welcome to Intensity Broadcasting. My name's Josh Hall. We're here with the Extreme Forces Racing League. Sorry for the late start. Had a little technical difficulties on my side, but we're here. We're live. We're getting ready for some qualifying in just a few moments, and this is the first race of the playoffs here at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. It's night racing. It's the last great Coliseum. We're going to see lots of action here as these playoff drivers really try to put it to each other and try to advance on to the next round. Currently, Joseph Wright is your points leader with some bonus points. He's got 3,006 points, followed by Joshua Carver with 3,002 points, Brady Floyd with 3,002, Eddie Morris, Chris Wheeler, all 3,002 points. So pretty much, and then we have, let's see, Jacob Bowen, Bryn George, Jimmy Green, Austin Green, Stan Bay Area, David Wright, round out the rest of your playoff drivers here tonight. And you should notice that most of the playoff drivers will have a blue spoiler on the back of their car, so that's how you'll be able to distinguish your playoff drivers tonight as we got qualifying underway. Let's see who's first out there. We got Stoney Benfield out on track. And of course, this is the Carter Friesen Creations 150. Carter Friesen Creations offers some of the best quality services at the lowest prices, from paint schemes to logos to mock-ups. You can guarantee your commission will be completed within 96 hours of submission. For all your graphic design needs, choose Carter Friesen Creative. Stoney Benfield catches the wall there, has some issues. Let's take a look. Got Tyler Aspinall sitting at the end of pit road, getting ready to take his qualifying attempt. We got David Wright out on track at the moment, navigating this tricky Bristol Motor Speedway. And Bristol is a concrete half-mile, high-banked oval. A lot of very slick track, not a lot of grip up high. You'll see these guys mostly running the high lane tonight. There is a little bit of a line you can run if you kind of diamond or really late apex the corner, enter really, really high. And then once you hit the apex, just kind of, or the middle of the corner, just kind of apex it down to the bottom. You can gain a lot of speed there. If we look at Joe Wright, Joe Wright's got a lot of damage to the right side of his car, so he will be not the right person to look at, as Tyler Aspinall has jumped up to the top of the board. See Tyler right up against the wall there. Trying to keep that speed and find that grip up there. So we'll see that a lot tonight, as most of these guys are going to try to run that higher lane. Oh, Austin Blaylock getting really, really loose. Trying to get into the corner. Catches the wall. Joe Wright, as I mentioned, he's running the lower line here, trying to make that low lane work. Again, really, really loose, having some issues. We'll see that a lot tonight, I think. Josh Carver running that line I was just talking about. Entering really, really high. Nope, now he's going to go right down to the bottom. So another one making a liar out of me. In that Goodwrench Plus Mustang, number 3. We have about 2 minutes left in qualifying as Josh Carver moves up to the second fastest speed. Again, thanks for joining us here tonight in the Extreme Forces Racing League. This is the Carter Friesen Creative 150 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And this is the first race of the playoffs, which will make an exciting race for sure. Eddie Morris out on track now. Another one of our playoff drivers running the blue spoiler, letting us know he's a playoff driver. He's got the blue 8 on there as well. Really letting us know who he is out there tonight. And that paint job's going to throw me for a loop all night, because I thought he had some damage on the front of it, but that's just the chrome on the front of the car. So looks like Eddie's got a nice clean lap going here. Eddie currently in the 6th position. It's a home track race for Eddie, not too far down the street from Bristol Motor Speedway. Silverville, Tennessee, excuse me. So you see Eddie kind of experimenting with lines. Again, his qualifying attempt is over. He's just trying to kind of just feel the track out and see what he can do here as he catches the inside wall. We got about 20 seconds before we grid him up and go racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, we want to thank you all for coming out here tonight. On Intensity Broadcasting with the Extreme Forces Racing League. And again, this race tonight is brought to you by Carter Friesen Creation. And Carter Friesen Creative offers some of the best quality services at the lowest price. From paint schemes to logos to mock-ups, you can guarantee your commission will be completed within 96 hours of submission. For all your graphic design needs, choose Carter Friesen Creative. As here we go, we're gridding up here. Let's take a look at your starting grid tonight. Here in the Extreme Forces Racing League, and on pole, the 3 of Josh Carver, with Tyler Aspinall to the outside. Row 2, you'll find Brady Floyd in the 20 and Joseph Wright in the 82. In row 3, you find Bryn George in the 7 and Eddie Morris in the 8. Austin Blaylock in the 99. He'll be rolling off 7th with Stoney Benfield in the 75, starting in the 8th position. Then David Wright, Mike Rentz, and Rob Hamilton round out the rest of the field. And it is a small field tonight, but it's not going to be small in excitement here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Is this going to be a challenging track for everybody out here tonight? It should lend for some great short track racing. Tempers are going to fly as they normally do here at Bristol, especially with the playoff atmosphere. As we get set to roll here for 120 laps around Bristol Motor Speedway. As the pace car gets ready to roll, we're going to get 2 laps of formation here before we go green flag racing. And our next broadcast going from the shortest of short tracks to the longest of long tracks. Tomorrow we've got the Mayhem Modifieds rolling off at 8 p.m., followed by the SCSRA. We'll be taking on Talladega this week, followed by Thursday night Thunderstruck, then Friday night Extreme Xfinity from Original Rebels. Saturday and Sunday, we're not going to have any racing this week, as their seasons have finished up here, and they're taking a little hiatus for a couple weeks. But they'll be back in a few weeks in the Original Rebels Racing League. But always Monday nights, you've got the Monday Night Mayhem here with the Extreme Forces Racing League. And Tuesday night Tussle here with the Extreme Forces Racing League, as their playoffs are just starting tonight. Again, 10 playoff drivers here tonight. 12 playoff drivers here tonight, trying to move on to next round. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. The pace car takes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Josh Carver's going to lead him down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. And we are racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And immediately, Tyler Aspinall trying to work that high side. Josh Carver's going to push off the corner. Not going to have the run on that low lane. Tyler Aspinall fighting hard on that high side as they complete lap number 1. And Josh Carver will lead that lap as Tyler Aspinall's giving him the hard fight on the outside. Not able to clear on that low line. We are side by side still for the lead. Aspinall now still trying to get that good run off the corner, but looks like Josh Carver is going to have the advantage here as they go through turns 3 and 4 yet again. And onto the front, the back stretch. Get lost here at this track. But Aspinall fighting back on the outside through turns 3 and 4. And across the line, side by side photo finish right there. Trying to figure out who led that lap, but Tyler Aspinall not giving up on that high side. As the race goes on, we'll see that high side really being the prevailing lane. Brady Floyd right there behind to pounce if either one of these drivers makes a mistake. As Josh Carver still not able to clear Tyler Aspinall. Now he is. Now Brady Floyd up to the outside as Tyler Aspinall caught the wall. He's got a little damage to the right side of that vehicle, but not enough to slow him down, as now he's trying to fight back to Brady Floyd, but Brady Floyd throws the big block there. Slide job by the 20, and now they switch positions, put Tyler Aspinall down the bottom, Brady Floyd up on the high side, and Floyd going to have the big run off the corner, move him solidly into the second position. While those two were fighting, Josh Carver is able to pull away. Bryn George up into the fourth spot. Joe Wright right behind. There's a battle heating up right here for the fourth position as Joe Wright's taking a look down to the inside of Bryn George. Not quite able to get there just yet, but still trying to fight back on that inside. Again, the inside, the hardest place to pass here. You get so pitched down, you lose your momentum down there. But he's trying to make that work down there, Wright is, as he's side by side with the 7 of Bryn George. A little connection issue, as looks like we got a caution on the track, as looks like Eddie Morris and Bryn George get together. Let's see if we can see exactly what happened here, as we saw the 7 and the 82 fighting side by side. I'm not sure if there's a little bit of connection issue. We saw Joe blink out for just a second, and when he came back, yeah, there was a big net code right there. As you can see, the server didn't know where Joe was. That sends Bryn George up into the wall, catches the wall hard, comes back down across the track right into Eddie Morris. So Eddie, Joe actually has quite a bit of damage to his machine as well, as he slapped the inside wall. So a tough break for Eddie Morris, who was just riding along, minding his own business, when the 7 of Bryn George came back off the wall. Again, really, really bad net code there with the connection issue that Joe was having. And Eddie Morris looks like he got the worst of it, as he's going to come down pit road. Now, you see the blue stripe here. What that means is this is one solid pit road, so you can't enter from the front or the back. You have to run the whole way around. We saw Joe just cut down across that line. That means that he's going to get penalized for that. He's going to have to take an EOL for entering the pit lane unsafely. See Bryn George in here as well again. So Eddie Morris is going to take his reset. Bryn George is going to choose to get his damage fixed. Joe Wright taking some tires. And Josh Carver continues to lead here. And so far, Stony Benfield, the biggest mover of the night so far. We're only 13 laps in. Already up 4 positions from where he started tonight. As the lights go off on the pace car, we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here. Josh Carver is going to choose the inside lane, putting Brady Floyd up on the high side. Tyler Aspinall and Stony Benfield in row number 2. As the pace car gets ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Josh Carver's going to lead him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And a great jump for the 3 of Josh Carver as he's pulling away from Brady Floyd. Right behind him, Tyler Aspinall has a mirror full of Stony Benfield. Stony trying to work that low lane, trying to get around Aspinall right now. Not able to get that run going, though, as he's stuck down there on the low side. Right behind Dave Wright, smartly trying to stay back in case these two have some issues and trying to pounce if the opportunity arises. Now Dave Wright's starting to run down Benfield as they come down the backstretch here at Bristol. Dave Wright, again, one of your playoff drivers tonight, trying to advance into the round or advance into the next round of the playoffs. Trying to get himself a nice solid finish here tonight at Bristol. Stoney Benfield now working the inside of Tyler Aspinall. Aspinall with a great run off the high side. I see Dave Wright trying to catch up as well, getting a little loose off the corner. Benfield now under attack from the 24 of Dave Wright. And Austin Blaylock and Eddie Morris right behind in tow. Now Eddie looking to the inside of Austin Blaylock. And that's ticket number 9 machine. Eddie's going to get a little loose off the corner. So isn't Blaylock, though. That's going to move Eddie up into the 6th position here tonight. Now he's going to start working on the back bumper of the 24 of Dave Wright. As you can see, the world's fastest half mile. It's showing it here tonight. We ride along with Dave Wright. See if Eddie Morris tries to look to the inside, not able to make that work just yet. But Eddie's going to continue to work on the back bumper of this 24 machine. Josh Carver has got himself out to just over, almost a 2-second lead over Brady Floyd. Brady all by himself back here. It's 2 seconds back to 3rd place running Tyler Aspinall, who still has Stoney Benfield all over his back bumper. Now Stoney looking down to the inside yet again. Oh, Aspinall almost gets up into the wall. Stoney almost pushes up into him, as they are side by side for 3rd place. Stoney was almost able to, Aspinall catches the wall just a little bit. That's going to slow his momentum. See Eddie Morris now getting around the 24 of Dave Wright, move Eddie up into the 5th position. And Eddie's trying to move himself up to the front here. Again, this is a home track for Eddie. So he's trying to have a great finish here at Bristol, as he's now looking, was about to look to the outside of Stoney Benfield, but Dave Wright was right there to take that momentum away, as Stoney's still working the inside here of Tyler Aspinall. And here comes Dave Wright now battling on the outside, as Eddie kind of got caught up behind the 75 machine, and 75 being a bit of a roadblock for Eddie Morris, as it's allowed Dave Wright to get back around Eddie, and now Dave's going to get around the 75 as well. Here comes Austin Blaylock fighting back on the high side, as Dave Wright takes a look down to the inside of Tyler Aspinall. Eddie Morris looking down underneath Stoney Benfield at the same time. And he's going to easily clear Stoney, and immediately sets his sights on the 45 of Tyler Aspinall. Going to clear Tyler Aspinall. Now he's going to fight with Dave Wright immediately. So Eddie going places in a hurry. We saw him get a fresh car. He didn't get new tires. As he gets really loose off the corner, he's going to lose all that momentum and all those positions he just gained. As the yellow flag is out, and that will be your stage break. So Josh Carver getting your stage win. With Brady Floyd, Dave Wright, Tyler Aspinall, Stoney Benfield, Austin Blaylock, Eddie Morris, Joe Wright, Mike Rentz, and Rob Hamilton getting the bonus points here tonight for the stage. That's going to allow everybody to come down pit road and get some fresh tires. Again, we're running one single pit road, so everybody's got to enter on the backstretch. Make that long trip all the way around. Eddie Morris is deciding to stay out here this time. Eddie, the only car deciding to stay out. He was one of the fastest cars on track, so it makes sense for him to stay out here. As these drivers do not have too many green flag laps on their tires. Oh, Brady Floyd misses his pit stall, has to back up. We see Josh Carver in his pit stall, perfect. As we watch the race off pit road, it's going to be Josh Carver, Brady Floyd, Austin Blaylock getting off third, then Dave Wright and Tyler Aspinall off sixth, Stoney Benfield coming off, then Rob Hamilton, Bryn George, Mike Rentz, and Joe Wright still on pit road, getting some more of that damage fixed up. As the one of Eddie Morris, I'm sorry, the 8 of Eddie Morris stays out, the lead more laps. Again, thanks for joining us here on Intensity Broadcasting. This is the Carter Friesen Creative 150 here at Bristol. Again, Carter Friesen Creative offers some of the best quality services at the lowest prices. From paint schemes to logos to mock-ups, you can guarantee your commission will be completed within 96 hours of submission. For all your graphic designs needs, choose Carter Friesen Creative. As the lights on the pace car are off, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Pace car is going to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Eddie Morse is going to lead him back down to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air, and a great jump for Eddie Morse on those hot tires, able to make it stick. But immediately has Josh Carver all over his back bumper. Carver, though, really loose there off the corner. Now Carver looking down to the inside. Eddie Morse with the preferred outside lane. As they come off the corner side by side, Eddie Morse is going to continue to lead it. Now Brady Floyd coming into the picture. Looking up to the high side as well, trying to get some momentum as Mike Rentz has some issues on the front stretch. He's turned around on the front stretch here. Resets. We're not going to have a caution as they are still battling side by side. A little slide job there from Josh Carver. Right behind Eddie Morse, up in front of Brady Floyd. Brady had to back out of it to keep from getting the back of the 3. Now Brady Floyd's going to fight back up on that high side. And again, a slide job from that 3. I don't think Brady's going to take too kindly to too many of those slide jobs here tonight. As Eddie Morris on those older tires is able to hold on to the lead here as Josh Carver still trying to fight back on the inside, but just not having the momentum on that low side to move himself forward. You see Brady Floyd now giving Eddie Morris a little bit of a push. Not that aerodynamics mean anything here, but oh, Josh Carver really loose. He loses it. He comes back up across the track into the wall, up on his roof. Everybody's able to avoid him, but caution flag is out. And a tough break for that 3 machine as he ends up on his lid. And that's going to bring up a wreckage rewind here as we take a look to see exactly what happened to Carver here. As you see him battling to the inside with Eddie Morris. Just losing it by himself, getting loose down on that low lane. Tries to correct it, ends up overcorrecting it. Keeps it off the inside wall, but does a great job keeping it off the inside wall. And just the way he hit the wall here, just so flat, ends up putting the car up on its side. And at that point, there's just nothing that he can do, as he's just a passenger here as that car slides on its roof. See Austin Blaylock and Bryn George doing a great job getting around the sliding 3 as it's on its roof. And Josh is going to have to reset. That's going to cost him a couple laps. Now Eddie Morris coming down on the pit road. So he's trying to play the off strategy game here. Austin Blaylock, Stoney Benfield, Joe Wright, Josh Carver, all on pit road as well. Well, Josh Carver had to reset. That's why he's on pit road. Eddie Morris slowly rolls into his pit stall. Now he's going to take some tires here. Apologize for that popping up. My time and score decided to crash on me. So Brady Floyd will be your leader. As Eddie Morris is still on pit road. Now he's going to be down away as the pace car was just coming to the line. So Eddie Morris, Tony Benfield almost going a lap down on the field here, but able to get off pit road just in time. Looks like we're 2 to go. Lights on the pace car should be shutting off this time. We'll be getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Looks like Brady Floyd is going to choose the high side on this restart. As I mentioned, the high side is the preferred line around here at Bristol as the lights on the pace car are off. Tyler Aspinall is going to slide down in that low line. He's going to have Dave Wright right behind him. Bryn George up in the 4th spot. Then in the 3rd row, we'll find Rob Hamilton and Joe Wright. Austin Blaylock, Eddie Morris, Stoney Benfield. While Josh Carver and Mike Rentz are back on track, but multiple laps down. Carver's 4 laps down. Rentz is 5 laps down as they come back to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air and a huge jump for Brady Floyd up on that high side. Tyler Aspinall, though, able to slide up in front of Bryn George. Up in the 2nd position. Behind, we see a battle heating up here as Eddie Morris on fresh tires trying to get around his teammate, the 82 of Joe Wright. Josh Carver's trying to do everything he can, trying to get back on the lead lap. But as they run right now, Brady Floyd with a half-second lead over Tyler Aspinall. Dave Wright trying to take a look down to the inside of Bryn George. Not able to get that move yet. Going to try to fight back on that inside yet again. Almost gets loose like we saw Josh Carver earlier. Now Eddie Morris up on the high side with the fresh tires. He's making those tires work. As Dave gets real loose on the low side. Eddie Morris is able to slide around. Now he's going to set his sights on the 7 of Bryn George. Right behind, we see the Wright brothers going at it. Is Austin Blaylock having some issues on the front stretch. Yellow flag is out. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. So we take a look to see what happened to Austin here as he was battling here with Stoney Benfield down the backstretch. As they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Oh, some contact between the 75 and the 99. Hard contact to the 99 there with the inside wall. Stoney, a little bit of damage to the right side of that vehicle, but doesn't look like it's going to be too much to hinder him here tonight. As I mentioned, aerodynamics really don't mean anything here at Bristol. And that is going to give the lucky dog here to Josh Carver, so he's going to get one of his 4 laps back. So Carver, who was our early leader, having such a great race, starting to pull away and then gets caught up. Goes multiple laps down after ending up on his roof, and now he's finding himself just 3 laps down. A few cars coming down the pit road. Dave Wright, Stoney Benfield, and Austin Blaylock all coming down pit road. We know Austin and Stoney have quite a bit of damage to their machines. Looks like Stoney's going to sit here and get his fixed. Austin does take his reset. He's got a brand new car. He's down and away. Dave Wright getting fuel. He's down and away. That leaves Benfield still on track as the field is coming down through turns 3 and 4. Take a look, and you see he's starting to roll now as the field approaches the start-finish line. Able to get off pit road. As the field gets the 2 to go signal here. So we can go racing. Again, don't forget to join us tomorrow night for our doubleheader with the Mayhem Modifieds, going off at 8 o'clock Eastern, followed by the SCSRA taking on Talladega Motor Super Speedway. So you're not going to want to miss the action there. In the Xfinity cars, that should be a great one. Thursday night, we've got the Thunderstruck Series. Friday night, the Original Rebels Xfinity Series. Then Saturday, Sunday, they're going to be taking a little break for the next couple weeks as they gear up for the next season of the Original Rebels Cup Series and Truck Series. As the lights on the pace car are off. Looks like Brady Floyd yet again is going to take that high lane. Tyler Aspinall in second, then Eddie Morris up to third position, and Bryn George sitting back in fourth. As the pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on pit road. Green flag is back in the air. Aspinall spins the tires a little bit on the start. It's going to allow Bryn George to pull up right beside the 45 machine, but Aspinall gets the run off the corner. Oh, a couple of cars getting really loose. We saw Bryn George get loose. Joe Wright get real loose. Ooh, the 5 car. Rob Hamilton up into the wall. Loses all his momentum. Oh, Austin Blaylock loses it yet again on the front stretch. No caution. He's able to hold on to it and not hit anything. Bryn George is all over the back bumper of Tyler Aspinall. Eddie Morris all over the back bumper of the 7. We've got a battle heating up as these 3 cars are running second, third, and fourth. Eddie Morris looks down to the bottom side of Bryn George. Trying to take that position back away. And a great battle heating up here. Eddie Morris up around the 7 machine. Now he's going to start working on the 45 for Tyler Aspinall. Aspinall up into the wall. That's going to allow Eddie to get right on by. Move Eddie Morris up into the second position. Bryn George now trying to take advantage of Tyler Aspinall getting in the wall. Here he is all over the back bumper. As these two try to make that run happen. Now we're seeing Bryn George run that line I was talking about earlier. Enter in the corner kind of high, then try to drive it down low off the corner, keep that momentum. Now he's going to look down to the inside of Tyler Aspinall. Not going to have the momentum to make the move, though. And right behind Joe Wright with a beaten and battered car trying to move himself forward here as well. So Joe Wright not having the night that he wanted to have here tonight. Eddie Morris now starting to run down the 20 of Brady Floyd. That time by, Eddie was quite a bit faster than Floyd. When you take a look at the real-time delta between these 2 drivers, the gap continuing to shrink. Eddie Morris is climbing right to the back bumper of the 20 of Brady Floyd. Again, Eddie Morris trying to use his home track advantage to get around the 20 here. Doing a great job of keeping his car up front as we are 10 laps past halfway. Eddie Morris now looking down to the inside of Brady Floyd. Brady, though, fighting back on the high side. They've got the lap car of Mike Rentz coming up. See if Eddie can use the 91 as a pick to get on by the 20. back bumper of the 20 of Brady Floyd. Mike Rentz staying up and out of the way. Eddie looking back down to the inside. They are side by side down the front stretch. Eddie Morris, though, with the run. Brady Floyd using that high lane to keep the momentum up, to keep Eddie behind him, and now Morris with the strong run on the bottom side gets around the 20, and with clean air, Eddie Morris just going to try to pull away. And he's got a little bit fresher tires than everybody else out there as well, and he's making the best of them. So move Eddie Morris up to the first position. Now he's pulling right away from Brady Floyd as he's got fresh air, fresh, clean sailing. Able to keep pulling away. I've got a little break in the action. Let's take a moment and appreciate the sights and sounds of Bristol Motor Speedway. A little segment I like to call Pump Up the Intensity. Battle heating up back here between Stony Benfield and Austin Blaylock. These drivers are battling hard for the 7th position. Up front, Eddie Morris right behind these two. We complete lap 85 of 120. Eddie Morris continuing to stretch his lead as his lead is now almost 5 seconds over Brady Floyd, and these two continue to battle side by side. Austin trying to make that low lane work. Up in front of these two, Tyler Aspinall and Dave Wright keeps battling side by side. So these two battles happening right in front of our leader, Eddie Morris, and that's not what you want to see as the leader. See, it's a big battle between some cars that are just a little bit slower than you are. And he's trying to navigate through the lap traffic. What that's also doing, that's allowing Brady Floyd to run a little bit quicker laps than Eddie Morris now as well. So Eddie, and by Stony Benfield, Austin Blaylock starting to move himself forward now, getting around Tyler Aspinall. Go up on the lap car of Mike Rentz as well. We got 3 wide here at Bristol, and that's not what you want to see going into corners. 3 wide as Benfield catches the wall hard. Now Eddie Morris, the meat in the sandwich, as Rob Hamilton goes right on by. Rob catches the wall a little bit, as allows Eddie to get back around the lap car of Rob Hamilton. Austin Blaylock getting around Dave Wright now. So Austin up into the 6th position. Morris working that high side. Dave Wright pulls out of the way, lets him on by. So Eddie Morris doing a good job navigating this traffic. Brady Floyd still not to this traffic just yet, but once he gets here, I'm hoping that he's going to, or Eddie's hoping that the traffic gives him just as hard a time. There's Austin Blaylock now looking to the inside of Tyler Aspinall, trying to take that 5th place away. With Eddie Morris the leader. Oh, Eddie the leader into the inside wall hard. Able to keep it straight though. And that allowed Brady Floyd to gain some time. Now Brady's just 2 seconds back. Tough break for our leader. Can he hold on to it though? Or is it enough damage to really kill his race here? Brady Floyd smells blood now, as Eddie Morris has a lot of damage to that car. Now Brady Floyd into the wall. As the gap now is 1.8 seconds. Eddie Morris trying to get back by this lap traffic to give him an opportunity to try to put some distance between himself and Brady Floyd, as we have just 23 laps to go. Can Eddie Morris hold on for 23 laps, or can Brady Floyd run him down? Eddie Morris comes up on Stony Benfield. Eddie looking down to the inside of 75, able to get right on by. Brady Floyd, though, has cut that lead down to 1.3 seconds. Not having to deal with any of this lap traffic just yet. But he is coming up on the 24 of Dave Wright. And he finally gets clear of the 75 of Stony Benfield. Putting 2 cars between himself and Brady Floyd, but Brady Floyd is coming in a hurry. Brady Floyd currently the fastest car on the track. And will run in some clean air and get himself back towards Eddie Morris. We got a battle going on between Austin Blaylock and Rob Hamilton. Joseph Wright here as well. Joseph, a lot of damage to that 82 machine. Just trying to survive to the next round of the playoffs himself. As laps quickly tick down here at Bristol. Austin looking down to the inside of Joe Wright. I think Austin's got the cleanest car out on track right now. As Rob Hamilton comes up, smacks the wall right behind him. Joe Wright smacks the wall right in front of him. And Austin able to keep pace and continue to move himself forward. Eddie Morris, though, comes across the line here. We have just 15 laps to go at Bristol. And Eddie's restretched his lead out to just about 3 seconds as Brady Floyd now caught in this lap traffic, giving him just as much of a hard time as they gave Eddie. Dave Wright using that high lane, trying to stay in front of Brady Floyd. Austin Blaylock now still under pressure from the 5 of Rob Hamilton. Rob looking down to the inside of Blaylock. Blaylock, though, with that high side, trying to use that advantage. Oh, he catches the wall now, almost catches the 5. Rob Hamilton moves up into the 5th position. As Eddie Morris continues to put some speed between him, some space between him and Brady Floyd. Brady's still stuck back here in traffic. Not able to move forward. Rob Hamilton and Joe Wright now battling side by side. Rob Hamilton doing a great job moving himself forward right now. Trying to take that 4th position away from Joe Wright. Maybe you have just 10 laps to go here at Bristol. As Eddie Morris has lapped almost the entire field. He's got 5th and 4th in front of him here. They're battling hard for position right in front of the leader. And again, as the leader, that's not what he wants to see, is drivers battling hard for position in front of him. We've already seen that not work out for him once tonight. As we come across the line, 8 laps to go for Morris, with almost a 6-second lead over Brady Floyd. Again, he's just going to kind of ride back here behind these two, I think, because he's got enough of a gap. There's no pressure for him, so he's just going to kind of put it in cruise control for the next 6 laps as they come off of turn number 4. Sorry, that's turn number 2. Now they're in turn number 4. And while that's going on, Dave Wright in a battle back here as well, trying to get back around Stony Benfield. And Brady Floyd still back behind this pack, just not able to clear him, as Eddie Morris still has these two battling up in front of him. We have just 5 laps to go here at Bristol for Eddie Morris. Eddie now looking down to the inside of Hamilton to lap the 5th place car. Austin Blaylock trying to come back to try to get around the 5 here, get himself a top 5 finish. See Mike Rentz slow on the bottom of the track. He's going to enter pit road. 3 laps to go for Eddie Morris. As he works around, trying to get around the 82 of Joe Wright. 2 laps to go. Can Morris hang on for just 2 more laps? Joe Wright going to let him by. Oh, some contact. As they come off at turn number 4, will the white flag fly? It does. 1 more lap for Eddie Morris, as Rob Hamilton has some issues on the backstretch. Morris through turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch, and as he comes through turns 3 and 4, has no pressure. And your winner tonight at his home track, Eddie Morris, gets the win. Brady Floyd going to come home in 2nd. And Brent George in 3rd, but it's all about the 8 tonight of Eddie Morris taking the win. And you know he's going to be doing some celebrating on the front stretch here. Gets a little bump from Austin Blaylock saying great job. So let's see the donuts here out of this 8 machine. And we hear the fireworks going off in the background. Right down on the front, on the start-finish line. Great job for that driver of the 8 machine. As we take a look, there we go. Now he's figured out how to get the donuts in this next gen car. He doesn't care that he just stuffed in the inside wall. Eddie Morris is your winner here at Bristol. Let's take a look at your results here. As Eddie Morris comes home with the win, Brady Floyd in 2nd, Brent George, Joseph Wright, Austin Blaylock coming home 5th, Tyler Aspinall, Stony Benfield, Dave Wright, Rob Hamilton, Josh Carver, and Mike Rentz. As Eddie Morris takes the Polish victory lap here. Let's see if we can talk with our 3rd place finisher, Brent George. Brent, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Man, great job tonight. Coming home in 3rd place tonight. A tough battle. Seemed like there was hard racing all over the track tonight, and the lappers really not cutting anybody some slack, but coming home third place tonight. That's got to feel pretty good at a tough track like Bristol here.
Yes, sir. It definitely feels good to beat some of my competitors. Everybody got laps besides the top three, so we all three had some pretty good pace. But yeah, the lap cars, I didn't have any problems with lap cars tonight, but I could see maybe throwing the high line or something like that might ruin your race.
Yeah, we saw Eddie Morris almost actually did get involved with the lap cars there, and almost ruined his race. But it looked like you had a pretty solid race, keeping yourself out of trouble. Was that kind of the secret of the strategy tonight, to keep yourself out of trouble here tonight?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I got wrecked a little bit earlier in the race when I was third, I think. But just battled. I had good pace, so I was obviously able to get third, based on pace. But yeah, it was a pretty good race for me.
Yeah, and if you go back and look at it happened on lap 3 or early in the race, looked like a bit of net code as Joe had a connection issue and just reappeared, and there's like 4 feet between your cars, and you ended up going around, but able to bounce back for third. So before I let you go tonight, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Oh yeah, definitely. ProPairings.com, 4Cloak Media, and you, man, for streaming.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate that, and again, congratulations as you continue to move forward in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
So that was your third place finisher, Bryn George. Let's talk with our second place finisher, Brady Floyd. Brady, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, great job coming home in second place tonight. Looked like you had some speed there towards the end, but lap cars just kind of stayed, not getting out of your way. And do you think if those lappers weren't there, you might have had a chance at Eddie?
I guess we'll never know. I don't want to speak on it.
Understandable, but great job tonight. It seemed like it was a battle of attrition throughout the race. A lot of people bouncing off each other, and the track looked really, really slick tonight. The tires really make a big difference. I noticed that some people were running tires, some people were trying to get off strategy. Did you feel that way as well?
I think the only guy that really took tires there on that last caution was Eddie, and it definitely helped him out a lot. The freshies, there were about 10, 20 laps there where he could just stick the bottom better than I had been able to, because I was pushing on those first 6 laps of the last stint. But I think he was just faster than me. I think he was just probably the second fastest person here. I think the fastest was Joshua Carver, but unfortunate that he, I guess, lost it trying to get past whoever it was with, I guess it was Eddie, with no tires, trying to make it work on the bottom. I think he probably should have won the race, but at least he gets consolation in winning the stage. Proud of my teammate tonight, Bryn. He got wrecked pretty early. I know it was net code, but to battle back for a third place was pretty good. So I'm happy with it. Second place in the race, second place in the stage. It'll probably do us well for points heading into the last 2 races.
For sure. And how do you like your chances next week at Kansas?
I don't know. Mile and a halves with these things are never pretty. They're never easy. Probably just be a draft fest. Whoever can stay up front and work the dirty air can win. But I mean, I think we've got it done at least one of them so far this year. So maybe we can get another one. I'm just hoping for a solid run, solid points run, solid stage finishes to round out the season. Hopefully that'll be enough.
For sure, man. Well, again, congrats on the second place finish. Before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
I just like to, well, first off, I'd like to ask the league to let's just let bygones be bygones. Start driving with respect for everybody. I know I made a bad move in practice, but I didn't think it would really carry that much over to the race, but it did. But no, I'd like to go ahead and shout out my main sponsor, 4Cloak Media, Pierce Graphics, Adra Esports. If y'all are wrapping up the broadcast, would y'all be so kind as to send them over to Coast Knoxville Nationals? I've got a friend, Jesse, there, also sponsored by 4Cloak Media. He qualified on pole, beating out a World of Outlaws driver and like 5 IRL sprint car racers. So I hope he's doing well there. I'm going to go check in on him now. But yeah, just like to thank the sponsors, thank the teammate Bryn, and thank you guys for broadcasting.
Appreciate it, man, and good luck as the season goes on.
Thank you.
There you have it, as your second place finisher, Brady Floyd. And let's talk with your winner tonight. the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Morris. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, brother, how's it going?
Man, what a race. Winning at your home track, number one, with a great commanding lead. Get caught up with those lap cars, smack the inside wall. You must have thought your race was over at that point.
Bro, you have no earthly idea. Like, yeah, I did. I thought it was gone. I thought it was done. But, man, that thing was quick, let me tell you. Even after that, I was still able to put some laps down and get her going, man. It was a crazy race, but it's Bristol, baby.
Yeah, I know Brady wasn't too happy with the way the lap cars were running out there, but didn't look like the lap cars were cutting you any slack either, as there was a big battle in front of you when you caught them leading up to that incident you had. But, I mean, overall, what was the strategy there towards the end? Were you just kind of riding it out, kind of keeping an eye where Brady was and just kind of putting on cruise control, or were you just trying to run to the front and put as many cars lap down as you could?
Man, I was just, after that first incident, when Brendan and Joe had that net code, I had to use my fast repair there, and that kind of changed the strategy up just a little bit. I knew from then on I had to get to the front and not get caught up in anybody's stuff and get there as fast as I could and stay there. Because at Bristol, man, it's pretty tight, and yeah, them lap cars, I mean, you can't fault them, though. I mean, they're racing for position also, so, you know, and we're in the playoffs here, or the championship races now. So every point matters to them also, so I kind of understand that too. But yeah, man, they definitely weren't cutting me any slack, so I had to work for it myself. But man, overall, it was a pretty good race, I thought. Pretty exciting. Whenever I knew my pit crew, my crew chief said I could make it to the end, I was like, I'm going in. Whatever happens, happens. Track position was definitely thing for tonight.
For sure, and that's what it looked like, especially with the race within the race with the lap cars there as well. So, again, congrats on the race win. As I know it's your first win of the season, it comes in the right time in the playoffs. So, that's got to feel good with the momentum moving on to Kansas next week.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure.
How do you like your chances at the mile and a half of Kansas next week?
Oh man, we'll see after tomorrow's update. I don't know if it has anything to incorporate in that, but we'll see tomorrow and run some laps there and see how it feels. And I feel pretty decent at the mile and a half, so I think we'll be all right there. Might end up pushing Joe Wright to another win. Who knows?
That's what I was going to say. I know Joe's been the king of the mile and a half and 2 mile tracks this season, so we'll have to see. But before I let you go, Eddie, I know you've got a few people you want to thank here tonight.
Oh yeah, man! Intensity Broadcasting. You guys are the best broadcasters in the business. You know, the people that let me do this. Tonight, I got to give a shout out to Josh Carver. Man, I don't know what happened. I haven't went back and looked at it, but I knew he was going to be fast. I think he may have gotten loose coming off the corner and tried to keep it off of me, and ended up taking himself out there. I'm not sure, but man, I got to give him a shout out because I knew he was going to be quick. If I had to race anybody for the win, I knew it was going to be him. But yeah, man, that's about it.
Eddie, woo!
Hey, what's up, buddy? We got to throw a shout out to Coctagon Camping. You know, the sponsor for me in the other league that I run. So yeah, man, that's about it.
Yeah, and look at that. Just like a real NASCAR race, you got people coming in and crashing your victory lane celebration over here.
I wouldn't have it any other way, man. It's
For
Bristol,
sure.
baby.
For sure. Yeah, Bristol, baby. Absolutely. I know this is one of your favorite tracks. So, but
For sure.
But again, congratulations on the win. And as we move on to the playoffs, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again soon.
All right. Thanks, brother.
So there you have it, your winner tonight. Eddie Morris here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, tonight's race was just a great race overall. Tonight's race was brought to you by Carter Friesen Creative. Carter Friesen Creative offers some of the best quality service at the lowest prices, from paint schemes to logos to mock-ups. You can guarantee your commission will be completed within 96 hours of submission. For all your graphic design needs, choose Carter Friesen Creative. And again, congratulations to Eddie Morris here tonight with the win. Moving on to the next round of the playoffs. Again, next week we'll be at Kansas Motor Speedway. Mile and a half track. It's going to be a tricky one for these guys as well, so you're not going to want to miss that. Again, don't forget to join us all week long. We've got the Monday Mayhem Modifieds. I'm sorry, the Wednesday Night Mayhem Modifieds tomorrow at 8 Eastern, followed by the SCSRA, which will be taking on Talladega Super Speedway. Thunderstruck on Thursday night. Friday night's going to be Extreme Xfinity. And Saturday, Sunday, we're not going to have anything running as Original Rebels are going to take a couple weeks off for their break between seasons, but we'll be right back at it on Monday with the Extreme Forces Racing League Monday Night Mayhem. Again, my name is Josh Hall. Congratulations to Eddie Morris tonight here. And for everybody here at Intensity Broadcasting, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. If you haven't already, follow us on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. Those follows really do help us out. Let us know if you like the broadcast or not. And as our boy Atlee, Atman Weiss would say, over and out.